All right, I have had a few discussions with some folks lately about rehydrating tobacco and about tobacco that gets a little dry or what have you. So I'm just going to show you a little method of how I do it. I don't think there's really a right way or a wrong way. There's a lot of different things that I've heard, but this is just how I generally do it. So you got your tobacco, all right, and you can see here in the tin, this one is it's a little crunchy. It's kind of it's still pliable, but it's kind of dry. I'd want that a little more moist before I smoked it. So I've got some here in a jar already as well, and again in the jar you can see it's a little bit dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump all of this in the jar together. You want to have a kind of a airtight situation. So like a good mason jar, whatever, is really good to use. So I've got a whole jar here full. Now, again, I've heard a lot of different methods, but this is just what I do. It's very simple. You don't have to have any kind of special thing that you use them for it. I just use I do use distilled water, though. That's kind of the only thing special about this. And you don't even have to do that, I guess. I saw I don't know if it was a video response or a video or something that Brian Kelly had made. And he said he doesn't even bother with this distilled water. He just uses it right out of the tap. But I have used distilled water. That's just how I've always done it. And I'll get some kind of plastic. A lot of times I'll use like Ziploc baggies. I'll cut the corner off a Ziploc baggie. Today, because it's real cheap, I just got a grocery bag. I'm just going to cut the corner off this grocery bag. Okay? Just like that. Okay? So now I've got a little pocket here. This little plastic. Oh, come on. There we go. A little plastic pocket. Okay? And then I've taken a paper towel and folded it up. Okay? And I'm going to soak this sucker with some distilled water. Just kind of splash that on there. Get it nice and moist. Now I have heard people who use sponges or whatever, but I mean just a piece of paper towel, some water, and fold it up and stick it right here in that pocket. Okay. Basically the purpose of the plastic is just to keep the paper towel off your tobacco. But that's just, just a little bit of water, and I drop it right here in the jar and just kind of nestle it right in there and just leave it sitting there, and then I seal it up and let it sit, and I'll let this sit overnight or sometimes a day or two. Come back and check on it, just feel the tobacco, see how it feels, and if it needs a little more, do it again, and you can kind of repeat that process a couple times if you need to. And you'll notice sometimes too, like the stuff up top will be getting moist and the stuff down below isn't quite getting the moisture. So when you check it, you can kind of mix it up and let the moisture level even out between the different layers of tobacco. So that's it. That's all I do. No big deal. Hope it helps, guys. We'll see you. So I'm going to show you the conclusion of the rehydrating. But first, oh, look who I got here.
Hi.
She said, before you make your video, will you come help me with this big giant bowl that I have to pour into these pans? Because what are you making?
Banana bread.
Banana bread. And that's the banana bread guts. and it's going in these pans. And look, we're about to pour these in these pans. I said, what is that inside the pans? Look at that. Isn't that cute? What is that, honey?
Every batch of banana bread is made with love.
Yeah. So we got love in our pan before we even put the banana bread in. All right, I'll see you on the tobacco side in a second. I need to help pour this big giant bowl into these pans. You know what happens when you help pour out the banana bread batter into the pans? You also get to help lick the bowl. That was pretty good. So here's the jar that I had, and this has actually been in here for a few days now. I've been pretty busy with work, so I haven't even had time to mess with making the other part of this video. So let's take a look and see what we've got. Remember, we've got the corner of the plastic bag in here with the paper towel. Now, the paper towel, right away, I can feel is still moist. So that means that this was not all that dry. If you have something that's really dry to begin with, then after you've had this sitting in here and you take the paper towel out, the paper towel will be dry and crunchy and crispy. So let's pull some of this out of here. And I can feel already, I mean, you won't be able to really see it, but it is much more pliable. You know, it's very, it's pretty moist. Let's get down to the bottom. Let's see if we can pull some out of there. And how far? Okay, now see, the further down you go, it still feels a little bit drier down here. So just kind of mix it up, shake it up a little bit, and I'm gonna put this piece back in here. Where's that distilled water? I might add a little more water to it. You know what? I might just get a new piece of paper towel. I'm kind of trying to mix it up here.
Can I get that cherry? I'm hungry. Over here.
I have my assistant off camera here is actually preparing another paper towel for me. There we go. So it's been mixed up a little bit, and I'll just use the same piece of plastic. And she's got the wet paper towel. That's good enough. You don't want that soaking. You don't want that like dripping. Kind of squeeze that out a little bit. Cool. Thanks. Alright. Take the wet paper towel and fold that up. Stick it back in the plastic and put the plastic back in the jar. And again, kind of just nestling it in the tobacco. Alright. Close it up. Check back in a... well, I'm going to be taking a long run, so I won't be back for a couple days. So I'll check back when I get back from this run. And we'll see how it looks. Okay, so I made the first segment on the 15th, and the second segment was 4 days later on the 19th. So now it's the 23rd, and this has just been sitting in there. So this has been a little over a week now, and we take the lid off here. The paper towel piece is still pretty damp. But I think that last time too, Skipsy actually put quite a bit of water on here. So let's take a look at our tobacco. It feels good. It's got like a nice. It's not real wet, but it's got like a nice kind of a springy consistency to it. Let's see. Alright. There. So you can kind of see it's not crunchy or dry. It's pretty. It's nice and. I'll put this up here like this. You can see it's pretty moist, which is, and this is something I did this with a flake tobacco, which is kind of a little more of a challenge to rehydrate than a ribbon tobacco. So, you know, flakes can dry out pretty easily. And this, after a week of kind of messing with it, a little over a week, we got this whole jar is pretty good. You can kind of hear it. It's not rattly and crunchy. So that's it. That's one method of kind of the way I generally will rehydrate a tobacco. Just stick it in a jar, a nice like a airtight jar with a piece of wet paper towel, fold it up inside a little piece of plastic, and just drop it in there. That's it. That's all there is to it, guys. So I hope this helps some of you, and I guess we'll see y'all next time.